Welcome to the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. Here, we believe leadership isn't just about titles. It's about how you show up in every aspect of life. Whether you're leading a business, building a legacy as an entrepreneur, guiding your family, or striving to lead yourself first, this podcast is for you. Join us as we dive into real conversations about growth, decision-making, and the courage it takes to lead with purpose. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and equipped to become the limitless leader you are meant to be. This is Your Limitless Leadership Podcast. Let's lead without limits. Here we go again. Mrs. Jenny Widman and Mr. Brent Widman from Your Limitless Coach. Oh, I tell you what, man, I just love doing this because there's so much stuff that comes from this. And what I'm asking you to do, subscribe, follow, do all the things. You can find us at yourlimitlesscoach.com. You can find Jenny all over LinkedIn, Instagram, whether it's family. You can find me on Instagram, Your Limitless Coach on Instagram. We're all over, but it's worth it. If you want to learn business traits, you want to learn tools, tips, techniques, ideas, leadership, man, like routines, things that are going to help you get to where you want to go. I don't know how many times I got to say it, but subscribe. It's worth it. It's worth it. Today, as we get into this, we are going to talk about routines that have made both of us successful over the years. And it's not just, I know we talk a lot about, if you've ever read the book, what is it, the 5 a.m. Club, or Miracle Morning, I think is the other one, things like that. But we're going to talk about just what has helped us. And obviously we're not perfect, but hopefully you get tidbits and things like that with our routines and what we do and how we do it. And anything to add to that, ma'am?
No, this topic, I feel, just helps everybody no matter where you're at, because me included, but we can all get better in some routines to make us more efficient and effective in our life, to make sure that we are protecting our peace and our calm and our joy and all the things. And when you put routines behind it, it's less thinking, and then you're able to accomplish and do more. So I just ask that you put a lens on and listen to this in the aspect of what routines do you have in your life right now that are good, and what ones can you put in your life that would make your life better. And maybe there's one that can come from this podcast that will change your life.
I love that, because I'm just sitting, as you're talking about that, I'm sitting here thinking about all the routines, whether it's morning, whether it's like how you changed yours to make your morning less stressful, why you changed it, or why you do it the way you do it, the way I do mine, the way I do it. And even just into routines like working out and when you do it, how you do it, your 10,000 steps, travel, vacations, team, what we do during the day, the way we batch our days, whether it's coaching or business development or what we do, even down to working on the business instead of in the business. I feel like everything, and we don't really see it at times, but everything that we do, for the most part, we're not perfect again, I'm going to go back to that, has a routine. So let me start there. With your morning routine, you changed yours a while back. And I remember having this conversation where you were kind of stressed out and you were overwhelmed, and things just, it was like a lot for you to handle after Hud was born. Hudson's our 4-year-old now. Tell me about that a little bit. Why did you change that? What happened there? What was the context behind that?
Yeah. We work from home. We are, remote in the aspect of, we have to create a schedule every single day. And what I used to do is start my day at 8 a.m. every single day. I felt like I was a bad worker, not contributing like I should, if I didn't start my day at 8 a.m. And one thing I noticed is we get our kids up at 7 o'clock every day, and I was just rushing at the time he was 2 or 3, I was just rushing him, and I was so stressed out every morning. I was just not a good mom. I was just someone that was living with anxiety about making sure I was back home by 7:55 so I can go to the restroom and fill up my water and, be on Zoom at 8 o'clock. And I could just sense this feeling that HUD was not happy in the mornings, and in turn I wasn't happy, and I had to change something in general. And I wasn't eating breakfast. I was just starting my day with my coffee, and I was exhausted by the end of my first call because I had no fuel in my body, all the things. So something happened in my life that I just knew I couldn't, it wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't something that I could or wanted to represent as a great way to start your day with my son, our son. So that's when that changed. And what I did instead is I still start some mornings at 8. 4 times a month I do, because I have clients Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I have my first slot open at 8 o'clock because I felt like I needed to give that slot open for some clients with time change and stuff. But all the other days I don't start until 9 o'clock. And especially my Mondays. My Mondays are never at 8 o'clock anymore. And it's just completely changed our routine, my stress level, Hudson's stress level. And now that he's older and he's understanding things, he knows, he's happier. He's a happier child now.
I'd agree. I remember that conversation where you could just tell you weren't, and it's been years. I think it's been more. He was probably 1 at the time when you really changed it. And we get in this mode of just because the way we've done things, that's the way it is. And we have to do it that way no matter what. And the 8 o'clock hour comes and it's like, holy cow. And to just give yourself permission to move that back a little bit. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, if that works for you, do it. Like for me, it's different. I do start most mornings. I start at 7:59. That's just what's been ingrained in me, and it's what I do. And it's not bad or wrong or anything. Like there's probably people that start earlier. There's people that start later. But Jenny does take HUD to school 90% of the time, unless you're gone or you have something or what have you, which that's just something you truly enjoy doing. So for those of you listening, it's not because I'm a crappy dad. It's because she really enjoys doing it, I guess, put it that way. So I had to paraphrase that a little bit. My morning routine, just so all of you know, by listening to this long enough, or maybe this is the first time you listen to this, I'm wired special, if you will. Let's call it what it is. I am up at 5 a.m. every day. Doesn't matter what day, what it is. Saturdays and Sundays I sleep in, but the days of the week, the work days, I am up at 5, and I work out from 5 till 6, 6:05, whatever that time frame is. And then I have my breakfast at about 6 till about 6:30. Now there are times where it might be off a little bit, but let's call it 95% of the time this is it. And then I go shower, whatever. And like Jenny said, we get the kids up at 7. We hang out with them. We're never really in a hurry or anything like that because we allow ourselves. That's why I get up early, because I want to allow myself enough time that I don't have to rush and be stressed out in the morning. And she usually leaves at about, more often than not, about 7:40, 7:45. But I take Elle to school, who's our daughter. She's 10. Her school is maybe 2 blocks away, so we're pretty lucky there too. We leave at 7:35 and I'm home by 7:45. So it's pretty simple. And then I'm in my desk by 7:59 every day. And my days typically planned, but that's just my morning routine. It makes me feel good. I'm comfortable with it. It's helped me over the long run. I don't have to, what I don't like to do is think. And it takes the thinking out of the equation for me. I just know what I'm going to do every day before I wake up. I know what I'm going to do when I get up. I know that routine. So that's really right there the biggest thing.
I love how you said sleep in on weekends. Your sleeping in is like 7 a.m. So it's not really sleeping in, but I get what you're saying. It's not 5.
2 hours makes a big difference when you really think about it, though. It's crazy. But I do like to sleep. Oh, here's another routine for you that you can judge me for if you want to, talking about sleep. For the most part, every day at noon, I will eat lunch. So it's usually chicken, vegetables, chicken rice, whatever it is. I just heat it up because that's another routine. Jenny or I always have chicken made because I don't want to say strict diets, but we like to be healthy. And chicken is a big part of that, or leftovers or whatever. But we give ourselves permission to just kind of check out a little bit at times. Now, again, this may not work for you or may not work for everybody, but then I take like a 20-minute nap, maybe a 25-minute nap, and it just refreshes me because I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I need a little time. Really is all it comes down to. And I absolutely enjoy it. So if you need to do that to refresh yourself, once I started doing that, my afternoons fly by. Like it is phenomenal. I don't get the drag in the afternoon or anything like that. There have been times that I've pulled my car over in a gas station or a parking lot or something like that, and I will sleep for 20 minutes just because I know that I need it. So, yeah.
All right. One thing I really want to capitalize on here is the food routines that both Brent and I have made
Yeah.
that have completely changed our mornings, our afternoons, throughout our day energy, all the things. In my opinion, it's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself for the best routine in your life. And he mentioned which is his oatmeal and green grapes every single morning. He does have 3 bananas every single day. And then every lunch he has grilled chicken that we grill. Yesterday I made a huge batch of it. We have it for the week. He has grilled chicken and rice or grilled chicken and vegetables every single day, like literally Monday through Sunday. That's what he does. I'm a little different, but similar.
Pretty spot on. Yep.
Every single Monday through Friday, I have oatmeal. I make myself overnight oats every Sunday for 2 weeks. I make 10 packets of my overnight oat recipe. Text me or Instagram me. I'll give it to you. It's the best recipe ever. It's delicious. It's like dessert for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's 42 grams of protein and collagen, all this other stuff is in it too. But that is my breakfast Monday through Friday. It's taken every thinking out of it. The old Jenny would have used to made like egg whites and eggs and omelets and toast and bagel and all these things during the week. And I didn't realize what was crashing me and what was making me feel like I was hungry at 9:30 and my stomach was rumbling. Now I'm not even hungry until 1 o'clock. Like I'm literally fine. And then I have a coffee every single morning, and it's my Nespresso. And then I put protein powder in it for my creamer, and then some almond creamer and milk too. But every morning it's 50 grams of protein before I've even started my day. Every lunch, I have a grilled chicken wrap. I have those extreme wellness wraps. They're so delicious. I put grilled chicken in it, about 6 ounces. I have about 5 in it, and then I have 1 ounce on the side. I put some hot sauce, buffalo sauce in it, 15 grams of mozzarella cheese, and then arugula or lettuce or whatever I have. And I have that as my lunch. And right there, I'm upwards of about 100 grams of protein before I'm even starting, dinner, which is wonderful. And I say all this because that keeps you full for a very long time. It keeps your body with tons of energy, and you're not eating fast food. Or I used to have Starbucks little like egg sandwiches and stuff and full of calories and all the things. I mean, I know you can go the egg white way and all the, you can make other choices, but it's really important for you to make better choices in that morning and lunch routine for your food because you're going to notice it. On top of that, it's the water. We drink so much water throughout the day. I mean, the first thing Brent does when he wakes up in the morning is has an entire like 32-ounce jug of water and he just chugs it. And so it's just asking yourself, how are you fueling your body? And is your routine for your breakfast and your lunch helping you sustain a healthy lifestyle? and energy throughout the day. On weekends, I do enjoy Saturday and Sundays. I do not have overnight oats. I cannot have overnight oats again. I actually look forward to my breakfast routine on the weekends, and I'll make whatever I want. I'll make eggs, bacon, Canadian bacon. I'll make omelets. I'll make protein pancakes. I'll make pancakes. I'll make whatever I feel like. And you can still make it in a healthy way where you're not putting tons of cheese on it and all the things. You can do half egg white. There's still ways that you can enjoy what you want to enjoy if that is something that you want to do. So it's my piece.
I'll add a little bit to that. So the 30, it's actually 34 because my bottle is 34 ounces. I take my vitamins basically every morning. And that's what helps me with that. So I just drink that 34 ounces right away. Because what are we supposed to drink? It's the old adage is 8 glasses of 8 ounce, so 64. But if you're not drinking over 100 some ounces of water every single day, you're doing yourself a disservice because it gives you energy. It makes you feel better. I know you got to pee a lot. Absolutely understand that, but that's part of the game. Okay. To feel better, look better, just better. And why I like that Jenny talked about this a little bit, it goes back again to we don't have to think about what we're doing. When you make 2 weeks of overnight oats, you don't have to think about what you're going to eat. You don't have to think about what you're going to do. You can just do because you're planned ahead of time. And that's part of this. So from there, like she talked about, after that, every morning after we get the kids up at about 7:15, I make my protein shake. It's like clockwork now, really, is all it is. And then from there, I'll have a banana every morning at 8 o'clock, another one at 10 o'clock. I eat lunch at noon. And then I have another one at about 2:33, usually 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it holds me through. And the only reason I do that is because I run a lot, I work out a lot, and it sits well in my stomach. It adds energy and what have you. And we can talk about, is it good for me and all that. And if you're going to tell me fruit's bad for you, whatever. So that's why I do that, is because it fills me up, keeps me sustained, gives me the energy, what have you, and I feel good.
Talk about your workout routine.
My workout routine is I lift weights 4 days a week and I run 3 days a week. My wife loves it that I do legs, so she makes me do legs. Well, I do legs on Monday to get it out of the way for the week. That is why I do it on Monday. And then I run, and that's in a good way. I don't mean that bad. And then on Tuesday, I run because it gives my body a break. Wednesday and Thursday is typically upper body. She calls it pull, I call it back. And then she calls it push, I called it shoulders and arms. Just the difference. That's what I do there. And then typically Thursday and Friday is running again, or Friday, Saturday is running, whatever way I mix it up. And then Sunday is 99% of the time she calls it push, I call it chest. So that's what we do. Really, that's what I do. I thoroughly enjoy working out. I went and hung out with some old Army Guard buddies this weekend, and none of them work out. And it kind of bummed me out because I look at them and they're big dudes, like they're strong dudes at the same time. And we were talking about working out. I'm like, just go for a walk, work out, lift weights. And you don't have to do it heavy. You don't have to do it 7 days a week. But what I would encourage you, and the reason I do it is because it's my routine. So if I don't do it, I feel weird. I don't know how else to say it. My day is thrown off. I don't have the energy. I feel sluggish. It's all the stuff that you would think about. And I know it's hard at the beginning, but once you get into it long enough, it just becomes normal. It doesn't have to be 7 days a week, but that is my routine. It is every morning at 5. And then on the weekends, I'll run almost always on Saturday because I just enjoy running. And it might be at 8 in the morning. It might be at 2 in the afternoon, whenever it's not interfering with something else. If I have something going on, like if we had swim for L or HUD or whatever it is, I will get up earlier on Saturday to get it out of the way because I don't want to do it at 8 o'clock at night, I guess, put it that way. So, and then Sunday, it's kind of the same thing every Sunday, but we get the kids involved, and now they know that weight training and working out is a normal part of life, and that's part of our routine. I'm going to go to a little bit about you talked about something, and I don't know if you see this, but how much less stressed out you are in the morning. I think it's because you plan, and now because you work out and you know what you're going to have for breakfast as well, that you don't have to rush. So speak to that a little bit. How much this, since May of last year, how much less stressed you are because you have a routine.
Yeah. Uh, my routine looks drastically different to Brent's, even though we accomplish the same things.
Mhm.
My no matter what is my 10,000 steps 7 days a week, but I will commit to 3 or 4 weight training days a week and 1 or 2 running days a week. So if I do 3 weight training, it's 2 running. If I do 4 weight training, it's 1 running typically.
Mhm.
I always have 1 day off, which is typically Tuesdays, but there's always a day off that I have just to rest my workouts and running. So that's something that I enjoy my day off. I actually look forward to that day off. So we are so different in that way. But I used to stress myself out that I saw Brent work out in the mornings every single morning, and there is a part of me like, oh, he's going to judge me if I don't do it. Or, he likes it so much, I have to do it the way he does it. And I think I was comparing myself a lot
Mm.
to him. And I do enjoy working out with him. So I would make myself sometimes get up at 5 to work out with him when I really didn't want to. And I was like probably having resentment with it, or
Hmm.
I don't know. There's stuff there that I know kind of held me back. And then I said to myself, with my coach's, permission too, is it's okay to not do it the way that you think you need to.
Got it.
When do you want to do it? What would that even look like to you? And I said, not working out at 5 a.m. on Monday mornings. She's like, then don't work out at 5 a.m. on Monday mornings. And 99% of the time, I don't even know the last time I worked out on a Monday morning. I just don't, because it's not something that I wanted in my routine. But I have worked out for the past 9 months now, every Monday at 12. So, I start my day, I do all of my day, and then my lunch is my workout on Mondays. And I look forward to it. Like today, I just blasted music and I was just in my zone. And it was something I thoroughly enjoyed. So that was one thing, is I was giving myself permission to do my workouts, but I don't have to do them in the morning. I don't have to spend time or take away from my kids or my morning routine or whatever I wanted to do for myself in that moment. I don't have to take that away from me with my workouts. And then when I do workouts in the morning, I do them typically around 6:20, and I'm finishing by 7:20, right when the kids are getting up. So I still have time with them. And then I don't start my day until 9. So then I can still take Hudson to school and do all the things. And then I have my morning workout done. And so my workouts from like that 6 to 7 hour, 6:20 to 7:20 hour. And that feels really good to me. So, why I'm not stressed out anymore is I gave myself permission and I gave myself grace that my day doesn't have to look like my husband's or my friends or my coaches. My day can look like Jenny's and feel good about it. And that's what I encourage people, whatever that looks like for you, or however you can maneuver it. But, I have clients that do it at 5 o'clock at night. I have clients finish their day with it at the end of the night. They put their kids to bed and they go and do a 45-minute workout. But it's just super important, I feel like, for you to find something that actually works for you and don't make excuses that are so easy to make to not get it done. And that's the most important part.
I think what you're talking about too is this didn't just happen overnight. This is through, same with me. I used to work out at noon all the time and what have you. And through trial and error, I just kind of figured out what works better for me. And like you did, you figured out what works better for you. And that's what we're trying to tell you, is that the part of it is do it and then figure out what works for you over time. There's no right or wrong answer. Give yourself permission if you want to start at X time or X time, because you're still going to be efficient. We'll talk about that here in a second. So, what the day looks like, because it's not like we come into our day. What this does, so we're just talking about really so far eating and morning routine. That's it. But those routines go into every other facet of our lives, is what happens. And again, what you're hearing here, I hope you're hearing this, that we're not robots. We just found something that works for us and we stick with it, and they're really good habits. Are they tweaked at times? Absolutely. That's part of it. So tell me about, if you will, like just your days, what you work on, how you batch calls, coaching calls, meetings, whatever it is. Are there certain things you do there that help you be more efficient and not have to think as much and just do?
It's a loaded question, Brent. Uh, there's a lot that goes into all of those dynamics that you just shared, but I'd say the number one routine that I have in my calendar every single week, and it does not fail, is my Friday afternoons. And my Friday afternoons are my ramp down for the week and ramp up for the next week. And I am looking every Friday afternoon. I take 30 minutes. Typically, it takes about 15-20. But I am looking at my next week. I'm looking at what I have. I'm looking what I need to fill up. I'm sending last minute emails to see if I can fill something up. And I'm making sure that's taken care of. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m., Brent and I have a standing time on our calendar, and it's our time to work on our business to make sure that we are on the same page, what we're accomplishing for that week, how we're holding each other accountable, what we're delegating to people on our team, what we need to concentrate on throughout our day, what our Facebook Live's going to be, what podcast guest we have in the pipelines, just any questions that we need answered by our support staff, all the things. And so if there's anything that's the most important, I feel like, for systems to be put in place and things to keep tracking on the right direction and for true growth, those are the most two important meetings I have with myself and my business partner and my husband. Those are the things that are going to help tremendously. The last thing I'll say when it comes to the batching is we are coaches. We coach one-on-one. And what helps me is not having coaching calls spread throughout the entire week. If you are working with me, I am very structured, and you're either working with me on a Tuesday, Thursday week, or you're working with me on a Monday, Wednesday week. I have one client on Fridays because he loves clients or Fridays, and I'll do that Friday. But it's, when I'm in that coaching zone, it's easy for me to stay in that coaching zone all day. I'm one-on-one working with them, helping them hit their goals. And it's a science, like numbers don't lie, people do, stats don't lie. It's that aspect that you're looking within their business, what's happening, where's the growth happening from, what's working, what's not working. And when I have back-to-back clients like that, I'm in the zone. And so it's important for me to make sure that my days are set up so at least some similar activities are happening back to back. I meet with my team typically on the same day. It's just things that help whatever I'm focused on, I'm amplifying and I'm doing more of it because I'm better at it. So I will reverse the question to you of what I missed.
No, I think you hit a lot of it spot on. That, and even in that instance, we are a little bit different when it comes to what we do and how we do it. So Jenny is more the business operations, keep this thing moving in the right direction, and I am more of the run through the wall and let's do the deal, right? Type of, and neither one of those is right or wrong. I every business needs that, and that's why I look at having, when you're listening to this, if you don't have one or the other, both, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to do all of that. Put it that way, and putting a routine around it. Now, I'll even tell you this: I have changed some of my 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. routine. I used to think 7:59, I start making phone calls at that time, and that's what I do. I have since changed that to a lot of times if I don't have a coaching call at 8, and mine are batched the same way, the Monday, Wednesday, one week, Tuesday, Thursday, the next week, that I am doing some admin work from 8 to 9. It's planning. It's what's my week going to look like. It's what do I need to do for that day? What am I automating? All that kind of stuff, right? Really is what it comes down to. But I always have a plan of what I'm going to do. It's never like a hodgepodge thing. And I think that's what we're saying here. Like I go to my Friday afternoon. My Friday afternoon from 3 to 4 is always geared to look at the next week. So I look at hour by hour, day by day. Is there anything I need to do? Anything I'm missing? Anything I need to correct? Any names I need? Any people I need to call back? Any referrals I need to get? Anything I need to automate? Meetings I need to set up? Blah, all the stuff. Like I dig through and go through. But what is in that Friday afternoon invite to myself is a list of the things that I'm going to do. Now I can always add to the list or subtract from the list, but the base of the list is right there. Another thing that I used to be really diligent about that I've changed a little bit is I used to be hard fast on 5 o'clock is when I'm done. Now I'll still say most of the days I do work till 5, but there are days where HUD has basketball or L has basketball or something's going on in our world that I need to leave at 4 or 4:30 or whatever it is, or even like if there's a conference or we have to go to something in the middle of the day or whatever it is. I used to not do that. And I realized that there are things in life that are more important than just making 5 more phone calls. And that's the way I used to be. So what I'm telling you here is the same thing as working out. It's okay to give yourself some grace at times, but finding out what works for you. Because I don't work on the weekends, but I'll check email and maybe do some stuff if I have time or if Jenny's gone or whatever it is, instead of watching TV, or I'll have it on in the background. So there's stuff I'll do there, but we work enough. And to us, it's a way of life. I wouldn't even call it work. It's just who we are and what we do. But I think that's the routine is where I'm going with this long-winded is batching and having a plan.
Mhm.
That's really what it comes down to. And when you have that, things are going to go really efficiently and things are going to go really smoothly. Will
Mhm.
people reschedule? Will people cancel? Will things come up? Absolutely. So have the backup plan to the plan that you're not sitting there just looking on Facebook because something canceled.
Right.
Basically. Yeah. That's what we're saying here.
Yeah. One thing I got from Brent with just like a routine in general, even though my lunch was different than Brent's lunch, is I always take a 1 hour lunch. Sometime between 11 and 2, there's an hour of my calendar blocked off. I never need an hour for lunch. That's not something, whether I'm going to meet somebody, yes, maybe I will. But if I'm just at home, that's not the case. I just like having that hour because when fires come up, or if someone that I've been waiting to call me back finally calls me back, or email catch up in my middle of the day. I don't nap. I'm not like Brent. I can't nap in the day. If I nap, I'm napping for 2 hours. I'm not napping for 20 minutes. So not going to work for me, but I don't need it. And so it's like that lunch hour really does help me just get extra steps in, not feel overwhelmed, not stress out. I can get stuff done. I can talk to my assistant or talk to our marketing girl. Like, and that time actually is nice for me to have. So no matter who you are, I know that you have enough time that you can block that off to be able to say it's an appointment with yourself. Like it's your time to eat a healthy lunch that's going to fuel you, but then meet with that client of yours that finally called you back, or go and talk to that team member of yours that's having a hard time and just give him a pat on the back. Like that's what I would use that time for. It's not an hour to just chill and have lunch. Sometimes you can actually implement it to the best of your ability, and that's what I would encourage there. As far as nighttime routine, one thing that I love about our nighttime routine is we eat from home Monday through Thursday. There's a one off where we might have sports or something and we have to get Chipotle really quick. If we're eating fast food, the only fast food our family will eat is Chipotle. We don't eat fast food, but Monday through Thursday, we are making dinner at home. And after dinner, we take a 15 to 30-minute walk with our family. We just get outside, no phones, phones are left inside, and we're just present. We're just hanging out, having fun, maybe throwing a softball, kicking a soccer ball, but we just get fresh air. And we did this when it was 10 degrees in the winter. We did.
Yeah.
We got our jackets on, we got our hats on, we got our gloves on, and we just went outside. Maybe it wasn't 30 minutes, it was more like a 10-15 minute walk, but we still did it. And so, it's just putting these things in place for yourself so you feel better about yourself, your day, your family, all the things.
That nighttime walk, this started happening when Jenny got her coach and what have you. And I would say if somebody asked me, what is the best part or something of your day that you really look forward to? That is it. It's so to go out and walk with the kids and walk with Jenny and just be in the moment and not have the noise and things. And you run into people or you go for a long walk and watch the kids play and just be kids too at the same time. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And that is something that I hold really close. And I know there's times we haven't wanted to, but again, it's like eating healthy, working out, what have you. There are very few things that you do that are good for you that you would ever say, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
That's
And
true.
that is,
You don't
I mean,
regret that.
think about that. A lot of times we regret eating fast food or we regret eating a donut or cake or whatever it is, or having that soda or whatever. But I never, and I don't eat that stuff. I never regret working out. I never regret going for a walk with my family. I don't care how cold it is. I never regret eating really good and just having energy. I just don't. And I hope that's what you're getting from this, that you're hearing that you can do it. And this has been an evolution over time. This isn't just something you more than me, you decided it almost in the moment that I'm changing my life. And I commend you for that because that's not easy, but it shows that you can do it. Mine has been an evolution over time since college that I've just added more and more and more and more and more and more, or even less. And that's why I know that when people tell me they don't have time to do things, you have time. You do. We all have time. We have kids, we have family, we have jobs, we have sports, we have weekends, we have to go places, we have to do things, we have to make time for other people, we have to make time for friends, we have to do all this stuff. But the most important thing that we do is we make time for ourselves and we make time to be healthy and we make our routine the way we do that. So our routine helps us be that way, is what I'm trying to say. And you can do that too. And I'll just plug this. That is obviously a lot of what we are here for and what we help people with is a lot of it's leadership, business, what have you. But that routine changes your world, man. And I even look at going out and doing things and what have you. I go back years ago, like if I drank and what have you, I don't really drink that much anymore because I don't want to, because I don't want to throw off all my routines. I just don't. It's not worth it to me to feel like poop, you know? I don't want to. So it's things like that too. And the stress level, I don't get stressed out about really anything. And I think that's because of routines. It's not because of the mentality and who you are. It's because you've created that muscle. And I've seen that a lot in you lately, Jenny, that you're not as stressed out as you used to be. You're not as overwhelmed. You're not as frustrated. You just know you have time and you give yourself permission to breathe too at the same time. Have you seen that?
Well, I attribute that also to quitting our last job and opening our own. But sure, yes, I definitely have.
You seem since May of last year calmer.
Mhm.
You do. You really do because you've given yourself permission to have more time to run things the way you want to run it and to keep the routines and the schedule the way you want to keep it.
Yeah.
And you can see that. You're just and it's pretty cool to see. And why I'm saying this is when you're listening to this and you feel like you're overwhelmed or stressed out or anxious, a lot of times we do that to ourselves. And maybe you have to get up 10 minutes earlier. I remember talking about routines and what have you. I didn't used to get up till 5:30, 5:40. and I want to write a book or I want to work out in the morning. So I realized that I had to go back maybe to 5:30, and then it became 5:20, and then it became 5:15. So over time it worked itself backwards. It wasn't an overnight thing. Now even now if I'm going to lift weights, I know that I have to get up at 4:50 because I'm 49 and I'm an old man and I got to stretch. It's kind of how it works. So I get up a little bit earlier. You can do that, which means our routine at night, what time are we typically in bed by and pretty much asleep every night?
We're in bed no later than 9 p.m., but I'd say
Yeah.
on most nights it's probably 8:45.
Yeah. I'm typically asleep by 9 o'clock.
Mhm.
Everything's done. Kids are in bed. Routine is done. All the stuff is done by 9. And one man's opinion, there's really nothing on TV that I need to watch that's going to make me groggy the next day and take me out of my game. So
Yeah.
there's really not. So that's why we go to bed by 9 o'clock and we have energy the next day. So that's just part of our routine.
And thank you for like noticing. I am less stressed. I'm happier.
Mhm.
That is not only because I've lost 53 pounds, but with the 53 pounds of weight that is lost, you gain this level of confidence and assurance in yourself.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, the whole Mel Robbins book will let them. Like it's like you do you, and you don't really care what others think anymore, whether it's your own husband or your kids or your friends or just people that you don't even know.
Yeah.
You just don't. You do you, and that's what I would encourage every single person on here listening to this is do not let someone else's judgment of you change, like affect how you have to run your day. You run the day how you need to run your day, but make sure you get all of your priorities in there. Make sure you put your goals on paper so you can reverse engineer it and spend the time doing the actions it's going to take to make that goal happen. And that's what I would encourage every single person on here listening to do. And the one routine that helps me the most with understanding what's my schedule lines up with my goals is I make a schedule every single week and I color code it based on activities that I have for the week. My coaching calls are yellow. I know anything in yellow in my calendar is me maintaining my business, keeping my business happy because those are the most important like clients in our business. And anything that's green is prospecting, outbounding, maybe having conversations with people. It's those money making activities. Anything in gray is my internal meetings with Brent or my our admin, our support staff, all those people that are in our life, our fractional CFO that we have on Wednesday. So it is important to see it and to make sure that we have all different colors lining up, whatever those colors look like for you, but making sure that you're doing all the activities you need to accomplish the objectives of the year.
I love it. You listen to this and you will get a lot out of it. I don't know how else to say it. But what it comes down to put all this together, the puzzle pieces, have a morning routine that serves you, not that gets you off track, not that makes you stressed out. And if that is what's happening, reevaluate it. It doesn't always have to be somebody else's routine. It can be your routine and the way you want to control it. That's up to you. And I get that we have different jobs or whatever ways of life. I understand that, but you can still do it. And then there's your day, knowing what your day is going to look like and being efficient and planning that out instead of what am I going to do next or that one got away from me. That rarely ever happens in our world. So I know it doesn't have to happen in your world because we've created that over time. I didn't used to be like that. I am now. Working out, same thing. You either do or you don't. That's up to you. That's your choice. Eating healthy, again, we don't eat fast food and we are on the go as much as anybody else. When I worked in an office, I brought my own lunch and I brought chicken and I brought vegetables. So don't tell me you can't do it. Okay? Any excuse that you want to give me, listen to this, I will overcome that for you because I used to be that person. And so did Jenny. Night routine, same thing. Maybe you don't go for a walk every night, but watch what happens to your kids and your family and your relationship when you take a walk with your spouse or your kids. Watch what happens. And that's what we're trying to say here is you have the ability to do these things. Make the decision to do that. Okay. Thank you for being on here. Again, Mrs. Jenny Widman and Mr. Brent Widman, your limitless coach. Follow us. I mean, you're talking Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We are all over. Reach out to us about coaching, leadership, development, team. If you want us to speak for your team, speak at any organizational things, we are here to help you. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you, obviously, as much as it is for us. So we'll talk through that with you. But yeah, I appreciate you being on here. And until next week, here we go. Thank you. Thanks for joining us on the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. We hope today's conversation inspired you to think differently about leadership, not just in your career, but in every part of your life. Remember, leadership starts with leading yourself first. It's about taking action, making bold decisions, and showing up with purpose. Now, it's time to take what you've heard today and put it into practice. Whether it's in your business, your community, your family, or your own personal growth, start leading without limits. You have the power to become the leader you're meant to be. Until next time, keep pushing your boundaries and leading with purpose.